Hello, welcome to Lux Nation. Next week is Thanksgiving in the United States, and we wanted to make you aware of a couple of days that we're going to be closed.
Yeah, we're closed on the 27th and 28th. We send all of our employees home to be with their families. We hope that those in the United States, you'll be with yours. And everybody, I hope you're with your families on the 27th and 28th. You know what? If you're not from the United States and you're watching this, it's always a great time just to be thankful for things, right? This seasonality things can slow down typically. And if you are with family and great friends, you know, maybe do a little bit more to express. Actually, I was reading a study just the other day about how much better your emotions are when you actually write thank you notes to people. And so, you know what? How about that? Maybe that's the challenge, right? Is to write a thank you note to somebody this week.
Who are you grateful for? That's great. And people always like to hear what they do that makes others' days brighter. So that's a great thing to do. Speaking of next week, we're just going to say, we know you don't miss our weekly updates. We know you're always here, right?
Yep.
You don't want to miss next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Black Friday next week. You know that Solix participates in that.
You just told them what we're doing next week. It was a surprise. Like you didn't know.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So next week is a special call.
Yes.
But the question is, the surprise is, well, what are the deals? What's going to go on during Black Friday? How long will it last? What is going to be the one thing that you've been waiting for, and all of a sudden Solix has that incredible thing that you cannot pass up
Okay,
on.
so that's the surprise. Not the call, but what's going to be on the call.
That's
Got
right.
it. Nice
That's
save.
right.
All right. Okay, we just introduced something that is going so fast that we wanted to call your attention to it. If you haven't had a chance to get it, you might want to.
Yeah, so the AO Youth Vanilla Caramel.
Yes, or as I like to say, vanilla caramel.
Yeah.
Do you say it that way?
Wherever
Caramel,
you're
caramel,
from.
whatever you say.
Potato.
Yeah, it is going fast. People are loving it. We love it. You can add it to your drinks that you already are having. I think that's what I like most about it, is that I feel like I do a lot of drinking during the day. I have a lot of drinking goals and health drinks. And
yeah, let's qualify that.
and so I liked, instead of adding something new, I like adding it to something I'm already doing. So that has been actually really helpful. I actually really love it with my chocolate protein shake in the morning. It tastes so good. One thing I like about this youth is we like to add it to a little bit less liquid than the traditional youth flavors. And so it's just a quick shot, and it is so good.
Yeah, we're saying 6 to 8 ounces of liquid, right? And even it's a great add to a warm drink, like you were saying, a hot chocolate, a hot cider, even a hot coffee. This works and works so well. They're flying. Like we've said, we were only producing so many of these this season, so get it while you can.
That's right. Also, something to get while you can is our AO Seasons Essential Oil Trio.
I call it AO Trio for sure.
Oh, good one.
Right? Because you have this harvest smell, which is kind of Thanksgiving-ish, fallish. But it does work in the later part of the year. And then we go into AO Joy, and then you have AO Breathe.
Which always is good to have on
more
hand.
of like a time of year. Open up the airways, clear out, get clearer thinking. All of that supported through AO Breathe being diffused or used, right, in various ways. But that 3 set is a special set.
That is a limited time offer. So again, once those are sold out, we will not be bringing those back. So get those while you can. Something else we introduced a couple of weeks ago, if you haven't seen, is the gut singles. Something that you can bring on vacation with you as you're traveling for the holidays. Something that you can pass out to your friends and family. Or, you know, if you just want to stick it in your purse or in your bag, bring it to work, whatever you want to, however you want to use it. It's just a very convenient way for AO Gut on the go.
I guarantee you, if you're hanging out with family for Thanksgiving this year, that Friday morning, someone's going to hope that somebody brought gut with them.
Yes.
And they're not even going to know about it. And you're going to share with them, and their weekend's going to be so much better.
You know how else you can make their weekend better is give them Zymes. Be the Zymes dealer at your Thanksgiving dinner. As everyone's eating, pass out the Zymes, help them break down that Thanksgiving feast.
Yeah, that's great. We've got a lot. We have a lot going on. Where it's not just to keep you busy, but it's kind of fun, right? We got a lot going on, so there's a lot to pay attention to. Thanks for being with us on this and paying attention to these new limited time offers as well as the new launches.
That's right. All right, our contest last week was what is something that you do or something that you have that makes you feel free? And we're going to give away
AO Relief.
AO Relief.
All right, AO Relief.
Three
This
people.
is the topical. Okay, I got one here. Whoa, a really short one. Meditation and living in the present. This is Conchita Perón? I hope we got that right. Sorry if we missed that. If that's not your actual name, let us know who you are. Meditation and living in the present. I love the idea of living in the present.
I do
That
too.
one's great. Pay attention to who you're with and what you're doing.
All right, next. Care Ponder. For me, the freedom I have to do whatever I want, whenever I want, is possible because I have AO Scanner to keep me feeling great. Good health is such a blessing. Oh, I agree with that. If you don't have your health, everything else doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can have, what is it? You can have, when you're healthy, you have 1,000 problems.
Yeah,
When you're unhealthy, you only have one.
that's right.
Right? And that's true. Okay, last winner of AO Relief. This is AO Scan Global.
That's
This is
Paige Wheeler.
Paige Wheeler. For me, AO Scan equals good health, and good health equals freedom. AO Scan thus equals freedom.
Love that.
Very
true. Well, congratulations to the three of you. You will all be getting your AO Relief. Okay, we had our top enrollers from last week, and that is the week of?
November 10th through the 16th?
Yes, and we do have a tie for second place, and I hope we get these names right.
Okay, so Lisa,
I think it's Lise, or Lise?
Lise Wayne.
Sorry, we need to ask you how to say that. But congratulations.
Yeah, good job sharing. Sorry, we didn't get the name right.
And then tied for second place is Carol Bosmany. And hopefully I said that name right too. But congratulations to the two of you. Tied for second place. Great job.
Yeah, wonderful job. And in first place, getting a six-pack of AO Scan sample passes is Paige Wheeler. Boy, she's a double winner this week.
Yeah, congratulations,
Entered the
Paige.
contest and shared Solex with a lot of people.
That's right.
Well done.
All right, well, today we have a favorite for a lot of you. We have Lauren Swenson on the call.
Well, it's good to be back again. And as promised a couple weeks ago, something new is coming to the scanner. Well, it's something new, but more in the way of an update or maybe even an improvement to what we felt was almost improvement proof. But as we're finding out, nothing in life is. It's always opportunities to change and make better. And it's with inner voice. We've listened to a lot of comments over the last 2 months, good, bad, indifferent about the new changes to inner voice. 90% of it is all very happy about the new inner voice, but some concerns because people were used to Pulse. Now, I remember when we introduced Pulse, there was a lot of, we don't really like this. We like the old version, but now nobody wants the old version, and we're kind of in that same spot here with going from Pulse to the new Verdi version. And let me just explain why we're making this evolution. When you go to your Inner Voice app, you're going to find that you have two options. You'll have Verdi, and then you'll have Pulse. Now, next to that is the graph. If you just want to see the picture of your voice graph, you can click on that. But the two programs are Verdi and Pulse. So you have both of those there. But one of the things that came up in these discussions that we've had with some of the frequency therapists that use Inner Voice is they like the ability to take the music down. So all the person or the client was aware of was the tones. That's valid. There are times when just the tones are just what the client needs without any music, without any outside stimulus. So that's important. The difference between Pulse and the Verdi is the way the frequencies are generated and delivered to the brain. Holtz was really good. There was a left and a right hemisphere aspect to the tones. Simple, basic, but a left ear and a right ear, and you needed headphones to be able to truly get the benefit from that offset. Verdi took that concept to an entirely new dimension. We're using Rife frequencies, scalar frequencies, the solfeggio frequencies, a whole myriad of frequencies to create the left and right ear experience, which creates the tone that you need to resonate with. So what's happening on the left and the right ears is not the magic. The magic is what those two, when combined, create in the center of the head. That's what Verdi does that Holtz attempted to, but didn't get to the depth of the emotional imbalances that Verdi does. Both good, both effective. But one of the things that people noticed when they started using the Verdi was some of the music set triggers, caused people to get anxious, uncomfortable. Now, at first glance at that, you think, well, that's a bad thing. I don't want to listen. I don't want something that's going to trigger me. But the truth is you do. And here's why. Nothing physically can change until emotions that are attached to that physical have been addressed and dealt with. Now, if you've been listening to Pulse for all these months and years, you're comfortable. It feels good. Yes, you had some great experiences with it. Then you went to Verdi, and those same 12 notes, one of those notes with this new piece of music triggered something, made you feel anxious, made you feel uncomfortable, was taking the emotions to another level. Let's talk a little bit about emotions. Our emotions start forming almost at the time of conception. And I'll give you an example. A young couple, they get married, life's tight, and they're struggling, still learning each other, still trying to navigate a new life, and finances and all those things play into it. And maybe mom or dad or both are worried about, okay, what are we going to do with this new child? We don't have enough money hardly to survive right now. And all of those emotions that mom and dad are going through are being felt and absorbed by this new child. So emotions actually start to form in the womb. And when you're born, you're not aware of those things. But those emotions, those fears, those insecurities, those maybe fights, those whatever that new child was experiencing prior to birth are ingrained into their young emotional mind. And as they grow, those emotions that are so deep. Now, when you're born, you probably, mom and dad were happy and you were feeling loved and hugged and all of those things. But the deep-rooted emotions are still there. So when you're listening to one of the Verdi pieces of music and those triggers come up, we're bringing up emotions that have been so buried that you're completely unaware of in most cases that they're even there. But if you push through those, you will eventually be able to, with the help of those frequencies, balance out that emotional disruption that is buried so deep. This is why Verdi is so important, so critical. I'll remind you of a phrase, you've all heard it before. As a man thinketh, so is he. Same for women. The way we think, our self-talk, in a lot of cases isn't very positive. A lot of our self-talk is pretty critical, which needs to change. When you look in that mirror in the morning, you need to be able to look at you eye to eye and tell you love you and really, really mean that. Even with all of your imperfections as you may see them, you love you. We can't really do that until we deal with those emotions that are causing us to feel the way we do and not know why. Have you ever got up in the morning or been driving along somewhere or walking and all of a sudden a feeling comes of doubt or don't feel good, insecure? Where did that come from? That came from something deep inside. Something triggered that. And now you got to deal with it. Now I got triggered, but you don't know how to deal with it. Here's where inner voice really shines. You can put on your headset, close your eyes, do your voice, and listen to those tones. And pay attention to the tones that cause a trigger, that cause an uncomfortableness, because that's the one that you need to deal with at that moment in time. That's why I encourage people to use inner voice at least daily, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. It's 10 seconds of your time, and put on your headphones and listen to some of those things. And if you don't have a lot of time, listen to the one that caused the trigger. Now, let's get back to why we've given you all of these options. You have the pulse. It's a great one to work with. But as soon as you feel like you've hit a wall, you're not moving past those emotional blocks, then go to Verdi. Trust me. You go to Verdi, you're going to hit a whole new layer of emotional blocks. Listen to those. Now, I've had people say, oh, the music sounds like Disney or a big motion picture or some big orchestration. Well, that's on purpose, because every one of those pieces of music were written in the key of the note that is showing what's in balance and what's in balance at that moment in your life. And that'll change throughout the time. One day this, maybe in the afternoon is different from the morning because of the way we process our emotions. You know, every morning we wake up, we've dreamed, even if we don't remember those dreams. We've had neurological activity that's processing the things from the day before. And so your emotions are going to change. You may get some news during the day that was wonderful news. Again, your emotions are going to change based on that stimulus that you just received. The beauty of inner voice is it's the universal balancer. Whether your emotions are up here or they're down here or somewhere in between, inner voice is going to try to help bring those back into balance. And everything in life is about balance. We have too much this way or too much this way is not a good thing. We want to be in balance. That's why the little symbol in the throat, it just symbolizes being in balance, spiritually, emotionally, physically. No other reason for that other than to remind us life's about balance. So let's talk just a minute about Pulse, because so many of you are used to Pulse, you loved Pulse, and Pulse was good, is good. And we gave everybody options with music with Pulse. You could change your music, you could go to the library and put in different songs, and you could change the pitch of that. You could do all of those wonderful things. And we were thought that in giving that was great, but in retrospect, and after you look at that, it wasn't so good because it took away from the tone that you needed to resonate with in your brain. And you add music out that's a little more lively and upbeat and has all of these different things going on. It's trying to listen to a whisper in a room of noise. You understand, the note that you need to resonate with needs to be that particular note. And so this outside music with all its excitement and all this other stuff was distracting. The piece of music that was generally by default was the piano music, which was good because piano was very basic and there was no crescendo. It was just a simple piece of music. The one nice thing about Pulse is it did allow you to take the music out, which gave you the ability to do just tones. And you could change the waveforms. But time has showed us changing the waveform wasn't as important as just having that solid wavelength coming into the brain, whether it was a sine wave or a triangle wave or a square wave. Wasn't as important, but the music was distracting. Now with that, you're going to say, well, wow, that music that you've got on Verdi is really distracting. And the answer to that is, no, it's not. See, because when that music was composed, it was composed to be everything in the key of the tone that you're supposed to be resonating with. So yes, the music is a little more exciting, a little fuller, but everything in that music only did one thing, and that was to amplify the tone that you need to resonate with. So yes, there's all this music going on, there's all this thing, but everything is in sync with the tone. Let that sink in for a second. That music only amplified and focused the tone you're supposed to listen to. It did not distract from it, whereas the other did. That's why that music's important. And that music brings up and helps bring up the emotions that are tied to that note's imbalance. There's a lot of information here, and I hope you'll pay attention to this. Maybe go back and listen a little bit more, but more importantly, listen to your tones. That music, yes, may not be your favorite piece of music, but it's the best piece of music for getting the therapy of that note to resonate permanently in your mind. So those 12 pieces of music, and they are 12 different pieces, that is what helps bring up the emotion, hence the trigger, the resistance, the uncomfortableness. It's bringing it up. But then that music also then focuses that note, because everything in that music is in that same key, back into your brain. Okay? The other thing that we've done with Verdi over Pulse is the frequencies in this ear and in this ear are so much more complex than what was in Pulse. Very complex blend that creates an entirely third frequency, which is the note that you're supposed to be resonating with. And so with all of this information here and all this information here, including the music, because it is different in left and right ear, is bringing into the focus of the brain, the mind, I need to pay attention with this note. This is what I need at this point. So when you listen to that, and it does bring the triggers, write that note down and say, okay, I need to pay a little more attention with this. Maybe I need to listen to this particular piece of music, this particular tone, a few more times. Bring that up. Face that demon in that emotion and release it. And then when you get to the point to where that music doesn't bring that trigger, you've accomplished the goal of what inner voice is about, to bring balance back to our emotions. Now, the last thing, the big thing, the thing that we promised you 2 weeks ago, for those of you who focus on frequency therapy, you now have it. If you look at the bottom of your screen when you've done Verdi, when you've selected Verdi, you've recorded your voice, and it's all done, you go down, you'll have the opportunity to hit just balancing tones or tonal therapy. And tonal therapy will only give you the left and the right matrix of frequencies. No music at all. You don't change the waveform because it's very difficult to change that with the way the music and the tone has been composed. But that's all that they're listening to is just those tones. Now you can do that in Pulse. You can turn off the music and just listen to the tones, but they're not the same. The tones in Verdi are very complex blend, left and right ear. not just simple tones and simple tones that create a third. This is a symphony of tones that creates a single, balanced, focused tone that will help deal with that emotional imbalance. As always, we appreciate all your feedback, your input, because that is what's helped bring this to where it's at today. Use it. Become a product of it. Learn how to deal with those emotions. And then once you've mastered your emotions, no matter what else life throws at you, you'll be able to deal with those in ways that you didn't think you could. So thanks for being here. See you next time.
Hello, Jake Smith here with a product demonstration using AO Gut, which is one of our premier products in our AO Core line. Now, AO Gut is amazing because it has 3 unique blends. The first is our cardiometabolic blend. The second is our greens digestive blend and support. And then the last one is our immune boosting blend. I'm gonna highlight the efficacy of the cardiometabolic blend, which is to help us improve our heart health, as well as keeping a lean figure, lean muscle mass through the hardest times in the season, which can be Thanksgiving and Christmas, where we really need 35 grams of fiber every day. Especially the right kinds of fiber can really help trap the fat and help us eliminate it as waste. And so let me show you how to do that. So all you need to do this at home and share with your friends is a cup of water, and then what's going to represent all of the holiday treats or Thanksgiving feast, oil, which represents fat, sugar, and all of the things that really can contribute an unhealthy metabolism or excess weight. So I'm going to pour a little bit of oil into this cup of water. And again, that represents the fat that we consume. And so what does our body do with fat? It likes to store it around those unwanted areas, right? Around our waistline or around our thighs, around our buttocks. And so this really represents what's happening in the body. We consume fat and then it goes into the bloodstream. Now, the one thing about it is that fat and oil don't mix, but the body knows what to do with fat unless it's connected to fiber. And so let me show you what happens when all you need is just a little bit of AO Gut, and it will actually trap the fat, and you're gonna see that it won't allow it to go into the bloodstream. It'll actually just pass through and eliminate it as waste. So here we go, it's gonna do its thing right now. Okay, again, what you're seeing here is AO Gut's ability, and that's in the cardiometabolic blend, to trap fat and then eliminate it as waste. And so I put oil on top of the water. That represents what we consume in our diet. And then AO Gut sprinkled over the top of that, which is what we do when we consume AO Gut. It latches on, it grabs on like a blob to that fat, and then it won't allow it to absorb into our system, into our metabolic system, and be stored as fat, but actually it traps it and then it eliminates it as waste. And so one of the very best things that you can do every single day is consume all of our AO Core products, and especially AO Gut. This demonstration is available to you to share, and you can do this at home. Thank you so much.
We have so much going on here all the time.
Always.
There's always something to learn, something to change, something to improve.
Yeah.
Lauren, Jake, everybody, wonderful job. And it's contest time. So if you're new to the call, you're going to comment on the call after the live chat and answer to this question. What is something that drains or boosts you?
Yeah.
Right?
What is something that either drains your energy or boosts your energy in your environment? And we're going to give 3 winners next week AO Energy Strips.
The brand new strips.
Oh, they're so good. In fact,
So
when
easy.
we were in Ecuador, Darlene Lobel was telling us that she loves her AO Energy Strips, and she's like, "Can you OD on those?" You can take quite a few.
Yeah, you can take quite a few.
Yeah.
You're because of the paraxanthin, and you're not going to get the caffeine crash. You can actually do quite a few. We don't necessarily have an upper limit on those set. because you probably have to consume the entire box
Yeah.
to get there. Let's just say this, don't take the entire box in one shot.
But Dr. Lobel did say, she said those things actually work. And I
Yep.
agree with her. So if you're feeling a little tired, you need a little energy, take a AO energy strip, and we'll draw 3 winners next week. And if you haven't tried them yet, you can try them out. Everyone have a wonderful week. Hello, welcome to Solex Nation. That was so gross. Nation!
Those are the new launches.
That's right. You don't know what's next either.
Nope, I don't.
And do you remember what we're giving away?
Nope.
Welcome everybody, Jake Smith here. Just today. Hello everyone. My name is Jake. What happens, and the water's gonna actually represent your bloodstream. If I can open this. Hold on. This is the fat. This represents the fat. So